once again, it's always great to be here. All the best people do have no hair. You're right.
Do you see the bomb under there?
No, it is. I have a very high level of testosterone. That's the thing with me. And by the way, ladies, I don't hit bottom, but I do bang the hell out of the side.
Hey, look at this fucker over there.
Oh, that's, yeah. I know. Don't mind if I get on with the show there, do you, buddy? All right. Let me do a couple. I'm going to do Choochtown, and the hood will come off. You know, it's not Dylan or some shit. But you know about it, right? You know, does anybody know what that story is? With Dylan, you can't talk to him if the hood's up. If you're on tour with him, this is true, actually. So I have friends that have opened for like Jason of Jason and the Scorchers. That he had 70 dates, and you're told at the beginning of the tour. Is this probably the? Most of you are like, we paid for this? What the fuck? But if the hood is up, you can't talk to him, and that's the deal. So that's not me. You can talk to me if you so desire. All right, so I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to do Choochtown in its entirety, I think. I've never done it before. This is the first night we're breaking the hymen on. I apologize right off the bat to the ladies in the front. It's always like one guy that meets a woman like on the internet or some shit and thinks, oh, I know, for the first date in some Travis Bickle-inspired moment, I'll bring her, you know, to the Hamell On Trial show, and she's like, oh my fucking God, what did I get into with this? I'm never going to the Christian dating site again. So I'm going to do a couple, 2, 3, and then we'll do the Choochtown thing and see if we can get to it. All right, you goddamn it. All right, all right.
Heaven's walls are covered with frost. The gates are locked, the keys been lost. The snow under dry, the shades are down. There's now in the box, there's no one around. Angels smoke with snow on their wings, huddled in an alley saying some of those things you shouldn't say out loud, that no one should hear. You take a look around and the meaning is clear, cause the phone is dead, the bills aren't paid. The housekeeper admits that she's afraid. There's people on the road with mats and flares. A convoy of trucks moves from there, and some attempt help but are turned away by a handwritten sign. No visitors today. A conference of saints meets in the hall. Chairs, coffee, crepes, stares at the wall. Where have you gone? Don't bury your head. We're getting concerned that you might be sick. Satan conjures evil, and when he's done, there's silence from heaven. He's thinking, this is no fun. He makes his way to heaven through the gates down the hall, pounding on the bedroom door. There's nothing through the wall, and the moving men want someone to sign. Our representative says everything is fine. When the TV camera's off, there's sweat on his brow. He wonders if purgatory has his resume by now. Where have you gone? Don't bury your head. We're getting concerned that you might be sick. In a room, an old lady sits, and 5 the whistle blows. She bends her head and quits. 10 miracles completed. It's been a busy day. She can't keep up the pace, but the work won't go away. Where have you gone? Don't bury your head. We're getting concerned that you might be sick.
3 absolutely true drug-related incidents that happened to me. Oh, when you're young, when you are young, when you are young, you should have nothing more than fun. You should swim in every gutter. You should ravish every lover. You should torment every mother when you're young. When you are young, when you are young, when you are young, you should have nothing more than fun. You should snort into the sunrise, bleed through the whites of your eyes. You should never pause to discuss when you're young. When you are old, when you are old, when you are old, 1,000 stories to be told. How? Learning how to flop right, running every stoplight, making every cop fight when you're young. Now, when I was 21, I had little time for fun. I was balancing the college and the band. Now, driving home one day, I saw along my way 2 hitchhikers I picked up in my van. Oh, it seemed so very silly. They kept on saying chili instead of saying cool. That was their word. Chili that, chili this, chili hit, chili miss. Oh, it seemed the oddest thing I'd ever heard. Well, out came the cannabis, and let me tell you this. They rolled a joint big as a redwood tree. Redwood tree's a big fucking tree. A shotgun on the menu, barely got them to their venue. Lost in the cloud of smoke that consumed me. Oh, I was so high, I was chili blind. Almost lost my chili mind. But I got them to the chili place, they had the chili steak. I said, thanks boys, it was chili. You nearly chili killed me. But I want you both to have a chili fucking day. When you are young, when you are young, when you are young, you should have nothing more than fun. Oh, you should dance into the dawn on the hotel lawn. All your clothes are gone when you're young. Now at 4 a.m. you lack that substance known as crack. You've been smoking for 3 days. You are blind. And you fall down on your knees, scan the carpet and say, please, just one more rock, I'll leave it all behind. Well, you know that it is gone, but then you stumble on a small rock. How could you have missed it? Your heart goes patter, pitter. You know it's kitty litter, but you put it in your pipe. You can't resist it. We've all done it. Now God is pressing matters. The Middle East is in tatters, and storms have washed cities down the drain. But you've been good all year. Could he just see his way clear to turn that litter into rock cocaine? And as you bend the flame, you call the God by name. Lord God on high, have you got my back? Because in your fevered mind, he's turned water into wine. So could he just perform the miracle of the crack? When you're young, when you are young, when you are young, you should have nothing more than fun. Oh, you should dance into the dawn on the hotel lawn. All your clothes are gone when you're young. Now, I was trading toasts on the Florida coast with a friend who told me quite the tale. Although the fish weren't biting, he had an unusual sighting on a fishing trip when he set sail. Something caught his eyes when there, on the horizon, a suspicious box floated curiously. So he glanced in each direction, and sensing no detection, he brought it home to open it and see. It was an amazing sight, all his powder just off-white. He dipped a knife in, took a little snort. But much to his dismay, no reaction came his way. His cocaine was a dud, I must report. And he kept on sifting through, and what I tell you is true, a crematorium medallion he did find. This is absolutely a true fucking story. Absolutely. I am Velcro for weird shit, people. Trust me. And he let out a great cry. See, he had snorted a dead guy. And to this day, a ghost is wandering through his mind. When you're young, when you are young, when you are young, you should have nothing more than fun. Oh, you should dance into the dawn on the hotel lawn. All your clothes are gone. I hope the fan doesn't ruin my hairdo. When you're young. It's so sweet. Dear Ed, I've always wanted to blow you.
From Byron.
My first threesome. Not by choice. All right, what do we we got? What do we got? Oh, fuck. Let's try it. Let's try it. Wait, I had a request. Let me do this request. Then I'll do it. Then we'll do Choochtown. You can tell I'm a little afraid. My request. That's it. I was in an accident. I should have a joke, but I don't have any jokes. Old timer applying for a job, and the interviewer says, "What do you think's your worst fault?" The old timer says, "I think I'm too honest." The interviewer says, "I don't think honesty's a fault." The old timer says, "I don't give a fuck what you think." Anyway. That's good, right? Yeah. Okay, see if I can do this. This is an old one. Down. So I was in an accident. I was involved in a car accident, and then I was out for... I rolled a car twice. I was forced off the road. You know what it is? The reason a lot of my thinking isn't linear or pragmatic, there's two reasons. One, a friend of mine, when I was in 8th grade, got a hold of a bag of brown mescaline, organic mescaline, which we put into capsules. So I tripped pretty much every day from the age of 13 to 20. I did, and it was awesome, actually. But I also wanted to learn to play the guitar. So coupled with my doing that, I did everything I could to learn to play. So I did 2 Catholic folk masses, actually, every Sunday. Worked at a guitar store, started when I was 13, working in a guitar store, and then 2 Catholic folk masses. My father was Jewish, my mother was Catholic, so I have more fucking guilt. I beat myself. I flogged myself in the back. I'm wearing a hair shirt, that's why I had that. There had to be hair somewhere. That's it, anyway. But, tripping. So then you're doing those songs, like you're tripping, but you're doing those songs in Catholic Mass, like, Sons of God, hear His holy word, gather round the table of the Lord. Now think about this when you're tripping. Here's the next line. Here's the next line. Eat His body, drink His blood. Fuck is up with that? But anyway, so and then I was in this car accident. I was out. Does any of this make sense? I know it's not pragmatic. It's because of the tripping. And then in the back, where in the dressing room where the jacuzzi is, there's the Red Bull dispenser. So I drink the energy drink, whatever the fuck those are. So I drink about those, I don't know, 60, 80, 120, 150, but 180 of those fuckers. So I'm riding the caffeine train. I don't even know you guys are here. But this is the first song I wrote. Then I was involved in an accident. I was out for about 9 months. I had to wear an upper body brace because I broke 3 vertebrae and 80 staples in my head. Broke my wrist, broke my ankle. But when I came home, I wrote this song. Almost died in a car accident. They cut me from the wreck. Flew me to the hospital with a brace around my neck. Said I wouldn't learn to walk. My wife sat there and cried. And I thank God for what I had and what they did prescribe. Downs, morphine, second off, Percocet, codeine. Downs, a pleasure seeing you around. Stiff upper lip when they got you on the drip. Down, and I cannot lie, I did that high. I cannot lie, I did that high. Having a ball with the second off gowns. It's been 12 years since I've been high. Actually, March 5th, it'll be 27 years that I've been high. How old is that? Just like riding a bike. And ain't it cool when the sky lights up when you're doing stuff you like? Mr. Pain, don't bother me. And Mr. Money Man. And I'll be back to face you both as slowly as I can. Down,
morphine, second off perking and codeine. Gowns, a pleasure seeing you around. Having a ball with a second off. Stiff upper lip when they got you on the drip. And I still can't think of a fucking word to rhyme with Valium. Down. Yeah. 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 So my guitar was made in 1937. Off stage it gets pampered. This is a song that I wrote for it. Cold bitter day, the street deserted, the music store the only shop open. I stand outside, my hands are jammed in my empty pockets. A bunch of guitars crowd eager in the front, but an old battered acoustic in the back spoke to me. Cracked whisper voice, hey buddy, you wanna go for a ride? I'm skeptical, this guitar's almost dust. I say, what you got in mind, old timer? That guitar pushed its way to the front, saintly, sincere. Go for a ride, boy. Ancient faces, chariot races, forbidden places, exotic embraces, pyramid construction, camera riding, time machine gliding, white line fever, believer riding, thunder, Texaco, Mexico, gas guys, Lebanon, photos, but a lightning. Ride the wild surf, ride a white swan, gonna take a motherfucking ride for God's sake. I said, well, hold on there, Chetty, baby. I said, how old are you anyway, guitar? That guitar said, I was born in 37, on the road by 11, and I can't play as sweet as an axe from heaven, but I need a partner to start here like the James Boys, Frank and Jesse, like the Untouchables with Elliot Nessy, like Bonnie and Clyde when they get aggressive, like Romeo and Juliet, they start their caressing, like Bartles and James, a pause to refreshing, like Salt and Pepper, like to see him undressing, like Sid and Nancy dead and gone, God bless him, like the Everly Brothers, how their voices they mesh, like Jake LaMotta and his brother Joe Pesci. I said, whoa, hold on there, Tandem Ted. I said, how much you cost anyway, guitar? That guitar said, I'm a mere $200. And I said, well, I only got a mere $10. And that guitar said, you go through the door in there and you give that $10 to the man behind the counter. It's called a layaway and you pay the balance off quick. You know, when your ship comes in. So I did. I go down the dock every day, my little boating sneakers, my sailor's cap, my Thurston Howell, the third blazer, my fish sticks, I brought binoculars, I'd scan the 7 seas, no ship. I launched flares, went